So we're going to start our tour on Upper Campus. And you can see out at all the cottages that we have up here. Some are used for the kids to live in, and others have other purposes. For example, Brown Cottage, all the way down at the end on the left, that's actually our guest house. And we work with kids from all across the state. And here they can have very nice apartments. The parents can come and stay while they visit their children. It's also available for groups to come. So if your lodge wants to come and do a service project, we might be able to put you up for a while you have your experience here on campus. Directly across the street is Gray Cottage, and Gray Cottage is actually now our infirmary cottage for boys as they come back on campus or the new admissions. Next to Gray is Bundy, which is where our independent living males live. Next to that is Reagan, which is where we store our furniture. Next to that is Flowers, which is where the independent living girls live. And Parham, which we're getting ready to set up to be a transitional living program for kids to transition from this program or are younger before they go into the independent living program. On the other side, next to Brown Cottage, is Bemis Cottage, which is currently where our high school boys live. Next to that is Shipman, which is upstairs. We have staff housing. And downstairs is where Orphans Lodge meets. They meet quarterly. Check out their schedule. We're having Masonic events again, and come check it out. And then Crutcher is where we do our in-kind gift receipt and distribution. We'll tell you more about the chapel, print shop, and gym in just a minute. So this is Lower Campus, where most of the kids in the Direct Care program live, everything from high school girls all the way down to our infants. We really have young kids that live here. It's pretty cool. And they're staffed by the house parents, as we talked about. The last cottage, Kimmel, is now our infirmary cottage for our female residents and applicants. But it's a beautiful campus. The kids are out playing. It's just a nice time. Wright Chapel. In the York Wright Chapel, we have non-denominational Christian-based services once a week. Now that's what they say, but I'm telling you, it looks a lot like Southern Baptist to me. All of the windows are beautiful. They're done depicting the life of Christ, and there's a lot of Masonic symbolism in each one. Now the kids, they're free to practice how they and their family want to practice. So if there are children that have other faiths, we work very hard to provide the services for them that may be different than the service that we provide here. We also expect every child to have spiritual development as part of their experience every single week. Now we're going to have Tina probably zoom in on this one a little bit more. And let me tell you the story. Dan Rice, who past Grand Master Dan Rice, past chairman of this board and graduate of Oxford Orphanage, was instrumental in getting the funding for these windows. And he told the story of when he was here, and there were over 300 kids here in the 60s, they would all come to chapel. And my predecessor, A.D. Leon Green, was a Methodist minister.
A.D. Leon Gray.
A.D. Leon Gray. It's a color. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. A.D. Leon Gray was a Methodist minister. And what Dan told me at that time was when the kids had been acting poorly, he would be giving his sermons and they would go on and on and on. And these windows were not like this. These windows opened up and they didn't have air conditioning. so that it would be hot and the kids would become tired. And bees would start to come in and gather in the chapel as A.D. Leon Gray would go on and on. And he said invariably a bumblebee would come flying in and come across the chapel like this. And he said you could see 300 kids' heads bobbing as the bee went by. So when Dan told this story to the artist who put these beautiful stained glass windows together, he said, we've got to memorialize that story. So here, you'll find the bumblebee. This window's kind of my favorite. And it's a favorite because of the story that Dan told me about Charlie Reeves. Dan approached his friend Charlie and asked if he'd like to contribute to this project. And he said he would. Charlie served 3 tours of duty. World War II, the Korean War, and Vietnam. And he said that on his window, he wanted love conquers all. For anyone who's been through all those conflicts, to come through it and understand that love conquers all and wants to share that for everybody, that means a lot to me. And brethren, that's what we're doing here today. We've got this pandemic. We've got kids that are involved in traumatic situations. We've got kids that we don't even know yet who are going to need to come to your children's home. It's love that conquers all. Now you'll notice in each one of these pictures, there's also a child in each one. And that was all to represent the home. It's beautiful when the sun comes through and puts the colorful reflections right here next to it. It's also beautiful first thing in the morning when the sun comes up in the east. And not many people get to see it, but each one of these windows glows orange as the sun comes through. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, I think Tina likes this window, don't you, Tina?
I do like this window.
How come?
Well, if you look closely in the clouds, you'll see butterflies. You zoom in on that.
You know, I never noticed that until you actually told it to me that one day. There's so much to learn and be a part of at this children's home.
Kind of hard to notice them on film, but they're beautiful in person.
Which is what we want. We want for you guys to all be able to come and be a part of this in person. We've got a couple more other things that we want to show you. For 145 years, vocational education has been a huge part of the experience for the kids here at the Masonic Home for Children at Oxford and Oxford Orphanage. We even do the printing for the NC Mason. And you can look around and see all that we have to offer, all the different types of equipment, and they do a fantastic job. In fact,
Thomas is hard at work as well. Thomas, say hello.
Hello.
we are operating with a staggered shift so that we don't have too many people in here at the same time.
And when all you guys call to talk to someone at the print shop to make your orders, you are usually going to speak with Miss Ann, who sits here in the front office.
Hello, how are you?
So that just puts a little, you know who you're talking to now. She's great. She's been here a long time, and we're very lucky to have her. So if you have any orders, Ann, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Phone, email.
What's your phone number?
919-603-3910. Email address is theprintorders@mhc-oxford.org.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The print shop offers a whole array of products, everything from business cards to hardbound books to water labels to banners and even pictures that can be printed onto canvas, and then Thomas will even go ahead and put a frame up on it for you. It's fantastic. We also have full service mailing, so if you have a group of people that you want to send things to, like your lodge newsletter, we can do all those kinds of things. It's a great great business, and they do fantastic work. I bring them junk in here all the time. They're just stupid ideas, and they put out the most beautiful pieces of publishing that I've ever seen. Take a look at them. They do a great job. So there's lots to see at your Masonic Children's Home. You got to see a little bit, and we look forward to the time where you can come and check it all out personally. But there's one more stop we had to make. That stop is here at God's Half Acre. It's an emotional spot to be in, and we're very happy that the 28th District and Andrew Jackson Lodge and the brethren from the 41st District and everybody all throughout our history have come and put memorials here, and they continue to work to make this graveyard be beautiful. It's not a graveyard, brethren. It's sacred ground, and we have graves here from the era of the Spanish flu and epidemics throughout our history. And we're doing everything we can to keep the kids here safe today. So we hope your Wilkerson College experience is a good one. I know mine was. And I know that it'll prepare you and your lodge to have an incredible year. Brethren, shine your Masonic light for everybody, more especially for all the children in dark circumstances. We love you so much.